how they started the induction was with a balloon, which I don't know. If you don't know about it, look it up. I didn't mean to talk about like my whole birth experience here, but I think I guess it's kind of relevant to this. Anyways. Hi, welcome back to another Laura and Lilith vlog. It's not a vlog today. I wanted to do a kind of informative video on different services that I used while I was pregnant and then after giving birth that I think are really helpful here in Japan, and maybe you might not know about them. I'm doing a kind of this style video for the first time, so I'm sorry if there's like any weirdness or hiccups. I am decided to just film on my iPhone, and then I'm doing a screen recording and I will do that in the editing. The first service that I wanted to talk about is Doula Support. Before I got pregnant, I didn't really know what a doula did, but I joined the group that is run by one of the doulas here in Tokyo, the Tokyo Pregnancy Group and Tokyo Mothers Group. She always had so much good info in all the comments that I saw her post on Facebook, so I contacted her about hiring her for my pregnancy, and it was in the midst of COVID, so obviously things were a lot different and we didn't get kind of the full experience I think that you normally get with a doula due to restrictions, but I still highly recommend it, and even with all of the restrictions, I still think it was like super worth it because of the support, and I basically had her on call like 24/7 the first couple days if I had any questions. So I guess I should introduce the company name. It's called Tokyo Doula Support, and you can find their website here. It has a lot of information on just things that are relevant if you're pregnant in Japan, in Tokyo, and also information on their services. And we ended up doing the full doula support package after we initially signed up just for the breathing class, the preparing for birth class, because it's my first time, obviously. I didn't know what I didn't know, and it was really nice to have a doula who could tell me exactly what was going to happen. Not exactly what was going to happen, but like what generally happens, so that I was mentally prepared for the things I would need to do giving birth, how to handle the actual like birthing procedure. And then also she was super familiar, and I didn't know this when I booked her obviously, but that I found this out and it was really helpful. She knows so much about all the different hospitals and birth clinics here, and she had some previous people who had given birth at the same clinic that I did. We chose that one because we lived really close to it right when we found out I was pregnant, and we knew that we had to pick very fast in Japan because a lot of times it fills up. Like, it could be hard to get a spot. We started going there and we really liked the first couple visits, and we were just like, yeah, let's book this one. We like it. We like the staff. They speak really good English. I felt comfortable there. Overall, I love that clinic and I would definitely have my next child there. But due to how my pregnancy went, I didn't get to have exactly the birth experience that I wanted. And I knew, like talking to Stephanie from the Doula Support, that ideally, you know, I wanted to have a non-induced labor and no C-section, you know, as much as possible. Obviously, the health of the baby was number one. Anything to make sure she was born safely, that was my number one priority. You know, given that, I wanted to labor without any medication and without having a C-section, hopefully. So, and not being induced. No epidural was my hope. So that all went down the drain. I never actually went into labor naturally, and I ended up having to be induced, and the induction for me was much more painful. They were going to do the induction part again. It wasn't proceeding fast enough. I didn't want an epidural initially, but I ended up asking for one when they were going to do the balloon again, because the balloon was more painful than the labor. They did the epidural, didn't feel it at all, and then I was like, oh, are you gonna do it? And they were like, it's done, it's in. And I was like, oh, okay. And that helped me relax, and I actually got to sleep a little bit, and then just went, you know. I was like, okay, she's ready to come out now. And this whole time, we couldn't have my husband or the doula there in person, which normally you would be allowed to have both. That was a little bit weird. We had to work around that. I actually had them both on a Facebook call while I was in the labor room. That was nice at least, and so I had that support. When we were almost to the birth, my husband was able to come and actually be there for that last portion. But I still couldn't have my doula come, so that was very sad. But she was there for me like 24/7. When I was messaging her, I had to stay at the hospital alone for a couple days, and that's just normal in Japan. Normally it's 5 days, but because of COVID, they shortened it to 3. So basically it was like the day I gave birth, 1 day, and then I went home the 3rd day. But Stephanie was able to like message me and talk to me and, you know, tell me what to do, because I was like, what do I do? I have a baby now. And so that was really nice. And then she also did a home visit for us after. Basically, highly recommend Tokyo Doula Support. I also found out about this one on one of the mothers' Facebook groups, and I originally, my husband and I both were like, oh yeah, we can do it by ourselves. We don't need family, or, I mean, we didn't have the option of actually having family, but we thought we could handle it. But you know, you don't know what you don't know, and I had never actually taken care of a newborn before, and it was really tough. It was really tough. And it was hard after, you know, not sleeping for like a couple days. I mean, basically leading up to her birth, I couldn't sleep because I just had to pee every hour. So, you know, I was exhausted, just gave birth, recovering. We needed help. I had seen this company, and I think I was in the hospital when I started realizing, like, I think we're gonna need help, because I was having the nurses help a lot. So, you know, it was painful. Sitting is very painful. The chairs were like really hard. There wasn't like a good spot for me to sit near the little like bassinet, and it was hard to like it was just hard to like do things and like pick her up and sit and like get out of bed while holding her. And so I was like, I'm gonna need help. I emailed SingoHelper. I was able to message them in English, and after giving birth, I was like, I don't even want to try to think about like forming this message in Japanese. So I sent them the email. They scheduled everything. I think I could have had them come sooner, but I thought they needed like more notice. So I was like, oh, can you start next Monday, which was like a couple days away? And they were like, yeah, of course, yeah. So I had them come. It was amazing. They come for 6 hours a day. Is like the normal course, is what they call in Japanese. Like, they have different courses. They help with everything around the house. Yeah, they were like magical with babies. They could get her to sleep like whenever. I learned a lot just by having them come and help. They made the most delicious food, and after I gave birth, it was like just I had no appetite, so nothing sounded good. I didn't want to eat anything, and so having them come and prepare like a whole meal just really helped with making sure I ate. I can't even like explain how good it was. And then also they do housekeeping, our laundry every day, cleaning the kitchen, doing the dishes, sweeping, mopping, basically anything that they could fit in the time frame. You also could like rent equipment through there, which I think was free, like included. I got to rent the breast pump, and they did the foot bath and everything, so all the equipment came with the service, which was really nice. They'll go grocery shopping for you. They will babysit. I had to go get ward certificates issued, and I felt comfortable leaving Lilith with the helper so that I could go do those things, and she was familiar with them. She was comfortable with them, and I trusted them. I saw them with her for 6 hours a day. I knew the kind of care she was getting. The SingoHelper service, I will say, a bit expensive. I think it ended up being around $1,000 a week, but I just couldn't have done without it. We were able to do 1 week ourselves. No family could come and help us, and we ended up getting some help from our family in order to get the service extended for a little bit longer to help in those first few weeks that were so difficult. So that was really great. Editing Laura here. You could see this is later. My room is now a mess. I wanted to jump in because this video is getting really long, and it's taking me a really long time to edit it. I think it's been like 3 months since I've posted a video, But it wasn't just that this video is taking a long time. You know, I've been really busy with a lot of other stuff. I have some things filmed, and I'm hoping to get back into the swing of it. And part of that is I want to just cut this video here and put out like the first part of it, and then I'll finish editing the other services that I talk about and put that out as part 2. Since I think it's, I don't know if you want to listen to me talk for more than like 10 minutes straight. So hopefully cutting it up into 2 parts will be better anyways, so you can have half now and then half later. I spent a long time in this first part talking about like pregnancy and like the 4th trimester, so I feel like that really like padded it out because it was really relevant to to those services. So stay on the lookout for part 2, and if you are new, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.